Jordan Whitrock Show, roll 1, take 1. That's a lie. This is probably take 4.
Take 4. I'm a tourist everywhere.
Let's go.
If we're at Golden Corral, I don't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if it's the 20th time we've been to Golden Corral. He is taking a photo.
I don't know who did it. I'm not gonna blame names, but a guitar doesn't just snap in half.
But happy Rabbit's Foot's Day, and then you wrote down the date, and I'm like, gosh darn it, who organized this? I'm like, it was me, and then all of a sudden, the person right next to me, he's like, no, it was me. I'm like, hang on, is this a Spartacus moment?
That was something they brought up in the interview. They were like, what's the Jordan Whitrock Show? I'm like, oh, it's like a little passion project of mine. What's up, everyone? Oh my God, I'm so cold, my lips couldn't even move. All right, welcome back to the Jordan Whitrock Show. We are in a different area, which is lit. I'll explain that a little bit later, but today we're here with the OG, the one and only Josh Arboleda. Here he is.
Thanks for having me back. It's good to be back. It's been a while.
It's good. It's good.
It's been a hot sec.
As you guys can see, I'm switching everything. So, you know, we got Josh here, back to me.
Yeah.
Josh here, back to me. And hopefully we don't give you a seizure. But we're also recording footage off the GoPro, but I'm going to have to edit that myself at some point. So this is a good test run. The reason why we have to do this is because Alex literally has so much going on. So he was like, hey, I'm so sorry. I'm not going to be able to. I'm like, don't even worry about it. Like, you literally save my life every day. So, like, we'll try to figure something out. And then I was like, hey, Josh. Do you want to spend the night like trying to figure out how we do this ourselves without Alex, you know, like be real grown men? And he was like, you know what?
We gotta do a pilot, test run somehow.
Also, this is kind of like the setup that we would use if we ever took the show somewhere. So this is for all those people that like have been asking like, hey, would you ever do this? And I'm like, I don't know. Like I'm in my parents' house. Like this would be how we solve that. So
well, and this is like the first time I've helped you out actually like with setting up. Normally I'm like, by the time I get here, I feel like a celebrity because you have it all set up. You're like, okay, sit there, pretty boy.
Bro, you know what's crazy is I literally spend like 2 hours beforehand setting everything up, making sure it's good to go. Because before I used to have Alex help me. I'm like, nah, I can't have him help me. Just in the sense of like he's giving up so much time. I'm like, I need to do that for myself. And so here we are.
Right. No, it was good. It was like I was learning a lot. I was like, oh, screw the light this way. Okay, I'll screw it on this way. You're like, put the battery in for the camera. I'm like, oh, where's the lever? so it was a good learning experience. I'm pretty happy. I get to know how like this took like an hour and a half or something. Figuring everything out too. Yeah.
It was good, dude. We have to thank Josh though because bro came in clutch. We're using his computer for this because my laptop literally melted when we tried to get this to work. Like it literally melted. I'll see if I can put some footage. I'll probably forget. Let's be real here. When I say I do stuff, I'll never do it. Yeah. But like it was pretty funny when we were trying to do it earlier. But
no, it was funny because I'm like, oh well, it's probably it's just delayed on the stream. It won't like actually affect the video. It was way worse.
No, bro, that thing like skipped like every 64 frames. It was skipping, like it was crazy, but we're here and we're back, ready to go.
No, and it's good. It's a test. It's a pilot episode. Is that what they call it?
Dude, yeah, we could technically call it a pilot episode. That's for sure.
Right,
100%.
Exactly. It's like with The Office or whatnot. They had that pilot episode to see how it goes, and
all good stuff. All right, cool. Well. Anything new with you? Like, you have anything popping off? Like, we just had spring break. I had stuff. We'll talk about that. But, like, I was going to hit you first. Do you have anything that you had going on?
Ooh, so last time we've talked, let's see. When was that on the podcast? January?
Bro, that might have been a month ago, I think, something like that. Because you were last in episode 4, and this is episode 11.
Yeah, when the semester started. Yeah.
A month and a half?
Yeah, so February, something like that. Yeah. Let's
crazy.
see. Well, one thing is my students found out about this podcast. And it's funny because like how students are sometimes where they just look up their teacher. Have you ever done that?
Yeah, I was definitely one of the kids that looked at my teacher.
I mean, I've had I was on Extreme Makeover Home Edition and whatnot. Yeah, and so I try
big
not
seller, big swinger.
Yeah, I don't make that like why I'm like the best director or anything, but like the kids found out, I didn't tell any of the kids found out on their own, and then they looked up my name. They were, what else is this guy on? And then they found my episode with you on how to be a better musician.
Let's go. Did they watch it? Did they learn? Did they learn about it?
I don't know if they watched it. I think they saw that and they're like, look what I found, Mr. Arboleda. And
Dude,
I'm like,
honestly, fake fans, bro.
Honest-
like terrible humans, actually. Like,
no, and it's funny because they were watching videos. This was during a show choir competition, which is all done. I'm done with my show choir.
Oh, really?
competitions. Yeah.
Let's go.
For the
Congratulations.
season. Yeah.
Congratulations.
We won
Hey,
first
round of
place.
applause. Let's
We
go.
won first place,
Let's
which
go.
is great.
That's awesome.
No, it was happened during the last competition, and they were watching videos of me singing or like doing like stuff that
From what?
like singing in high school, like playing for jazz. Like,
Okay.
I don't know. Do your parents film you a lot? Do they like recording you? I don't know.
The way you said that was crazy.
No.
No. Yeah, like when we were kids.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Like
well,
yeah,
my dad
family
just
videos.
my dad is like, I don't know. You must think he's a celebrity or something. He kind of is, but no, not really. but like he just records everything. Like like if I'm performing, he loves to support, which is great. And he films like solos, which is
like
nice.
for me, like all my shows and stuff, like there's got to be a clip or a full recording or almost full allegedly.
Yeah. But he he records everything. Like even if we're at dinner, he records that. He takes photos. I'm a tourist everywhere.
Let's go.
If we're at Golden Corral, I don't care. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if it's the 20th time we've been to Golden Corral. He is taking a photo. Sunday lunch with the family.
That's W.
You know,
have a massive picture board.
Yeah, but I also have a massive digital footprint because of my dad. So all of my students know what I've done every single day, basically. Saw my son this morning. No, just kidding. But like, okay, but that happened. So my students.
Is that like on Facebook? Is that why?
Facebook. Yeah, my dad's Facebook is public. I
yeah.
think mine's private. So.
I don't know mine.
Yeah.
I don't know what mine is. I think I put public on everything because, influencer now.
Yeah, you are.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But I don't know about Facebook because I don't really use Facebook. Like, I have it because I think there's people that, like, my siblings use it.
Yeah.
But I never go on it to, like anything. So,
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I never, like.
Because when you, like, promote your show or something.
Yeah.
And, I go on Facebook.
Okay, yeah.
Which is weird. I feel pretty old going on Facebook like more often than like Instagram, but I go on Facebook as just the same as Instagram, and I see like the stories so you must have like the stories.
Oh, you know what
Facebook.
I do?
Yeah.
I have it hooked up to my Instagram, so when I post on Instagram, it goes straight to Facebook.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I never have to actually worry about like what all that is. So
yeah, but what else? What else has happened?
Did you have any concerts or anything recently?
I've been busy with concerts.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had a jazz concert in February,
Yep.
which was pretty fun. And then I had one in March, which had jazz singers. So,
okay.
That was the one that I wish you did last year that you were.
Oh,
Yeah.
was that the one they? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What did we have going on last year that I didn't do it? Maybe I just
Did you have a play? You might have had a play, or you just.
If it was last year, I didn't have a play. I just chose not to.
You just
Wait,
chose
no.
not to.
I did have a play.
Yeah.
100% I had a play. If
That's
was
why.
it this time last year?
Yeah, it was like March.
Yeah, then I would have a play. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
Yeah, you were saying that. So then, and now I'm getting ready for a tour, like a jazz tour.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's fun.
Let's go.
I'm trying to think.
Are you going to your alma mater?
Huh?
Are you going to your alma mater?
No, I wish we did.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
The director chooses where to go and whatnot, and so, like, I kind of wish.
Like his school.
No, no. Well, he's worked with the high school director.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish I did because the students. I worked with the students, and I just want to like bebop play or something and be like, yeah, look how good of a musician I am. Respect me. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Respect me.
I let the music speak for me.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that 100%.
All right, but I think that's about it. What about you? You've been a busy man with your podcasts. How many episodes? Are you 11?
This is episode 11. Which is crazy.
Wow.
It's the most episodes I've ever had for a show. Wait, yeah, I think so. Or it's tied.
Yeah.
The Sponge OG one with Micah Schaaf. That was a good one. But that one might have been like 11, 10, something like that.
Yeah.
But those were also like 15-minute episodes. Like we've been doing good with this stuff. But
No, that's good. I had a buddy who, when I was in college, not in college, when I was like graduated out of high school and I was just, doing working. My buddy started a podcast during COVID, but he only did like 4 episodes or something.
I think there's got to be some statistic like that where it's like when like I wonder what percentage it is per episode for a podcast to reach.
Yeah.
Like is it like obviously 100% episode 1 and is it like 90% episode 2, 75 episode 3, 46 episode 4, like something like that. Like I wonder if there's a statistic like that cuz it's very true.
Right. Yeah, so I mean it was a good idea. It was like science in movies.
Oh, okay.
Like the realism of it or something or like what if you read the book or something and then the movie like how much of the adaptation is legit or something. I can't remember, but it was very interesting. But yeah, no, it's interesting. I was, you talking about like podcasts and stuff. Like Joe Rogan's on like 1,000, 2,000,
something like
2,000.
Is he on 2,000?
Something.
I've just always seen. Honestly, he probably could be.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Well, the issue is that he was on YouTube. And then he stopped being on YouTube because of his partnership with Spotify.
He took that contract with Spotify. So
and then he's back on YouTube now, but now their numbering's all off, and so
I wonder how that works if they're able to like upload old episodes on YouTube now that the deal's done, or if the deal was like, hey, all of those episodes have to be on Spotify. You can't put them anywhere else, like even after the deal's done. Yeah, I just don't wonder how that works.
Yeah, that's always the issue. Is like you never like. You don't know like influencers' contracts and whatnot, so every contract is different. But he was able to upload clips, so yeah.
I know because I started watching some clips and then he just moved back or whatever, and I was like, that's cool.
But are you thinking? But it's weird because he just does it nonstop. He's just a workaholic, so he does it nonstop. But it's like. Ever thought about doing a season where you just have a season of podcasts?
Well, we're in a season right now.
Yeah,
we are in season 1 right now.
We are in season
1, episode 11.
There you go.
No, like that, like that's why it's funny because like this week, like when I messed up with Alex, because Alex told me he was busy, but for some reason my brain was like, oh, he's open.
Yeah,
I don't know how that happened. So that's when we scheduled this, and then he was like, dude, like I can't come. I was like, oh shit, I read it wrong. That's on me, Yeah. But then I was like, oh wait, I don't have any more episodes in the bank because we've had to use them because I was busy or gone, and so now I'm like, okay, now I gotta start I have to get one this week if I want to continue the one every week, and so obviously, hopefully you're watching this, and and today is the 1st, so hopefully you're watching this, whatever that would be Tuesday of next week. I don't know, is that the 8th, 7th, something like that?
It's the 8th, something
like that, but anyway, but yeah, no, cool. I got to go to my spring break was pretty fun. I got to go to Savannah, Georgia, on a trip. I don't know, nothing's finalized, so I'm not gonna talk about some of the trip. But there's a reason I went down there. But for the most part, it was pretty cool to be somewhere warm. Because we're outside in this porch right here, and you can tell it's getting slightly darker. So, but it's got to be 32 degrees. My fingers are numb.
Well, it's crazy because with spring break, I've always had to work during spring break for Oshkosh.
Yep.
Because either a school district I was working at wasn't out of school, so I was still working there.
Yep.
Or I was, or I'm at a mission trip or something.
Oh, okay, true.
So last year was last year was the first time that I could spend my spring break on a mission trip.
Nice.
Because this year I couldn't do anything. I was here because I had stuff for the school.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But it was nice traveling for spring break just to get away from things, like a mini vacation.
Yep.
So
no, anyway, so Savannah, Georgia, beautiful historic town. It's a really unique layout of the city because it's like the way that they gridded it out is really nice and functional almost for just walking and stuff like that. But we went to the ocean 3 times, and the first time we went, I don't know, when you're on the ocean, you just forget, you forget you're on the ocean, but there's a harsh breeze coming off of the ocean.
Oh yeah.
That you forget that the sun is really hot. So I got my butt burned. No, not that. Okay, I was gonna say a different word, but then I switched it. No, I didn't get my butt burned. My butt is not bad. I wore a swimsuit. It did not go to a nude beach. No, but like my whole body got sunburned insanely. So then the rest of the trip, I was like, okay, well, I gotta put sunblock on or like a sweatshirt, you know. But that breeze was incredible because you just felt cold almost there. Even though you're burning. So like that was a new experience from that standpoint. But anyway, it was kind of unique to do that. The waves were insane the second time we went to the ocean.
Oh, I bet.
So there must have been like a storm that was kind of close, or I don't know, just a lot of wind. But I bought a boogie board, snapped that thing off there the first run, but it was lit when we had it. Yeah, and then that was also a sad day because I brought my guitar with me.
Oh yeah.
I brought my guitar with me to Georgia, and we drove. Like, my whole family drove, or almost my whole family, and it made it most of the trip, but somehow magically snapped in half. I don't know who did it. I'm not gonna blame names, but a guitar doesn't just snap in half.
But they know who they are.
Anyway, so that was like, I was depressed as heck when that happened. I like stayed in the car. My whole family went to the ocean. I was like, I'm gonna need a minute. I stayed in the car for like 15 minutes, like trying to cheer up or something, because I was like, bro, like I can't.
Yeah.
Like this is devastating. But then my dad clutched up. He helped finance another guitar in Georgia, so now I got a good memory of that guitar. My parents put a little bit towards it, so that was nice of them.
Yeah.
And so now we're back in business. But money I didn't want to have to spend that I had to spend, but that's life.
Yeah, that is life.
Now I just got to get a really good job this summer.
There you go. No, I when I went down last year, I went to Fairfax, Virginia. Not Fairfax. Okay. Wilmington, North Carolina. And I was healing up from an injury and whatnot, but I was like talking to my saxophone professor, and he's like, "Oh, there's a really good saxophonist down there that you should see at North Carolina if you can get a lesson with." And I'm like, "Okay." So then I brought my saxophone with, and it was actually a cool experience.
Really?
Like, one thing is, like, I didn't know if he was if he was traveling or anything. So like I gave an email in the dark. Still didn't have a response, but I brought my saxophone anyways because I might as well, right?
Yeah.
And and then he responded. He's like, "Hey, does this day work?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Dude,
absolutely.
Imagine you didn't bring it with you.
Oh, I know.
That would have been like when we went to that bar and they were like, "Hey, do you have your saxophone to play with us?" And
You
didn't bring it. You're like, "No!" Like, imagine you did that down there, and that'd probably take you over the edge.
No, but it was so crazy. I brought my saxophone, and then we went sharing, right? So we were sharing on campus, had some great conversations,
Nice.
and then I'm like, "Oh, it's time for me to meet up with this guy."
Yep.
And I had to use my GPS. I was carrying around a saxophone using a GPS trying to like find this place, and I found it.
Let's go.
But so it was a nice campus too. It was awesome.
Okay.
And then it was just interesting. Like,
so was that the reason? Is that the reason you went down there, or
it was mission. It was for mission.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it was a mission trip that then you turned into a.
But then he was like, "Hey, since you're on mission trip down there, they have a great saxophonist down there. See if you can get a lesson with him." And so,
God, did you have to pay for it?
no, it was
clutched up. Let's go.
Well, what's nice is just, musicians just want, to, like, if you ask for like, "Hey, can I have a lesson with you?" and whatnot, they'll probably give it to you for free because they just want to work with new students and whatnot and try to like, "Hey, come over here," and whatnot.
Hey, my guy.
Yeah, but he was really nice, and so it was good. It was a good experience.
Okay.
But then also I used that experience as like, whenever I like students are like, "I don't know which college to go to," I'm like, "Well, just have a lesson with the professor. Just be like, 'Hey, I'm interested in going.'"
Yeah, I wonder they have to do that. Like, did Oshkosh do that where you could get a lesson with a professor before you?
Yeah, no,
went?
that's what I did. Is I was like, with Dr. Whiting, I was like, "Hey, like, my name's this. I'm interested in being a music ed major. I think we've met in the past before. Did you
actually meet him in the past?
Oh, I did. Yeah,
Okay.
He went to my high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then he came up to me and he was like, "Hey, so I haven't seen you sign up for auditions or anything." And that was like, so that was one thing.
Yep.
And then and it was crazy because when I emailed him, he's like, "Yeah, absolutely. Like, come here's times that I'm free. So then I came in, and he knew that I had a new saxophone, which was crazy because I hadn't seen the guy in like 3 years. And he's like, "Is that a new saxophone? I don't remember you ever having a Selmer." I'm like, "Hang on a moment." Like,
That's funny.
It shows how like very like
Intuitive. Just like conscientious.
Yeah, something like that.
Is that a word? Something like that's a word.
Observative.
Is that a word? No.
I think. I'm pretty sure.
I'm observative.
Yeah. How do you?
I don't know.
I think that's right.
Hey,
Now you're making me sound silly.
Nah, bro. I was the guy in 2nd grade.
No. So you bought? Was there a music store down there where you bought?
Dude. Oh yeah. Okay. So we went to. It's like Guitar something was the name of the
Guitar
store.
Center.
Yes. And they were like, "Hey, do you want insurance on it?" Which I was like, "Bro, apparently I do because this is I snapped my guitars in half, right?" But I was like, "Okay, let me like double check to like
see if we have one."
Yeah, because like, what if I bought insurance and then it was like, "Oh, there's not one that's even close to us." You know what I'm saying? I was like, that would be dumb and unfortunate. So then I was like, okay, let me like double check. So I looked up. There's literally like one in Appleton, which is really close to me.
Yep, I know where that.
And then there's one in Milwaukee, and then there's like another one in like Green Bay or like Madison.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's only 3 in the state, and I was like, bro, luckily we're close to Appleton. So I was like, yeah, of course I want the insurance. Like, give me that insurance right now.
Yeah. No, I've been there. It's a cool store. It's pretty nice,
dude. Oh, so my oldest sister Rachel and Isaac, who's been on the show, we went to on the last night we were there. Like, okay, so we went to like one of the like it was Friday, so Lent can't eat meat. So there was like, so we went to a fish fry or fish boil, I don't know, seafood place because it's ocean, so it's like, oh yeah, I want to go to like a seafood place. And my brother just picked one out randomly, and it turned out that it was like one of like the most known places in the Savannah, but it was like really good like what we had. But then I was like, I kind of want to go to like a bar in the sense of like I just want to check out like what's nightlife. Like if I live in the city, is it like crazy that I'm like, bro, absolutely, like, that's not gonna work, you know? And so then we went to one of these bars. Well, actually, we were just gonna go to a different bar. We couldn't find it. And if we found it, like, it did not look like what it was supposed to look like on websites.
Pretty sketch.
Yeah, pretty sketch. So then I was like, okay, let's just walk down here. Then there's this one that had a karaoke machine, but there was like 2 people in the bar, and it was like you could see in because it's Georgia, it's nice weather, so all their bars are like outdoors bars, you know, with like a small picket fence, you know, and you could tell there was like no one in there. And then like some chick named Barbara, like a 57-year-old, was like singing a song, and then Rachel was like, "You should sing," and I was like, "No." But anyway, so then we kept walking, and then we were like, okay, I think the best bar was back there. So we went to a different one that had a live band playing.
Yeah,
dude, that band cooked, like, it was insane. I have a small video of them doing an Elton John song.
So it was like pop songs and stuff like that, or was it like?
They did a lot of music, a lot of types of music. But the best one was definitely Elton John. They did Benny and the Jets. There we go. Dun, dun. Dun,
oh, okay.
Dun,
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Speaking of which, if we get our band together.
Yeah.
Just saying, it could be a fun song.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Write it down. Write it down.
Anyway, so then we went to there, which, bro, my beer was $5.
No way.
Yes way. They hurt. Because varsity over here, you know, that's only $2.50.
Oh yeah.
But and then
we gotta go to varsity karaoke night on a Thursday.
Do they have karaoke at varsity?
On Thursday nights at like 9:30.
We do have to at some point. I don't have any karaoke songs. I gotta figure out what like.
I have quite a bit. I take karaoke very seriously.
Very serious.
I have many in my book.
You do have a lot. You have a thick book, bro. All the songs I want to sing, they just never have them in the book that they have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like when you try to ask like, "Hey, do you have this song?" They're like weird about it. They're like, "Just look at the book." And it's like, it's your book. Couldn't you just tell me?
Like, you've done this for how many years now? Yeah, you don't know every single book.
Yeah, it's like, bro, like, I feel like you've had enough people come, and it's like, okay, you've never heard this song before. It's because no one's singing. You get it out of the book, add a song that people are going to sing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, we should definitely do that at some point.
Yeah. My song of choice is like Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. That's a good one.
Yep.
What else? Some CeeLo Green.
Okay.
Some good CeeLo Green.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars. Some Bruno Mars is good. And anything like that style, you know, like they're good stuff.
Yeah.
Or something that I'm feeling in the moment, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My friend tried singing "Take on Me." He did a pretty good job.
Oh,
that's a tough one. That's a tough one to
That was on
karaoke.
Just Dance 3.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Wait, hang on a moment.
Okay, wait. While you keep talking, I'm gonna quickly go change something.
Okay.
Make sure we got a battery in it.
Yeah, no, you should take a photo of like this whole setup. We have to.
We never did photos.
Yeah, no, we'll have to do photos.
Production photos.
Yeah,
at
no.
some point. All right.
But this, I don't know if we've talked about this, but this is like in his porch area. We're enclosed from all of. Whoa, I'm gone. And we're back. No, it's like we're in the porch area. We're protected from all of the wind, which is really great.
It's still cold.
But it's still cold. It's good, actually. You know, I'm not that cold. You know, I'm not like you. I can handle the cold. No, I can't. I'm really bad with the cold.
Bro's just lying.
That's why I don't go ice fishing or nothing. Yeah.
It's a tight fit, guys.
Oh, you got it.
All right. Let's see how bad this is now. Okay, there we go. Now it's so much better. We were just getting really dark because it's getting dark outside. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So I had to adjust it, but we're back.
No, that makes sense. Hey, there you go.
But you know, also we just have the GoPro going. So assuming the GoPro works.
Yeah, you get the
We should be
wide
good,
shot
yeah,
of
yeah.
you
We'll
like
just
climbing over the chair.
When I darken you out, we'll just go to the wide shot
Yeah,
so we
yeah,
can
yeah.
watch you be like, bro, what's going on?
Yeah. This
Dude.
is how memories are made.
My right hand is so cold from switching this computer. No, we're not gonna whine.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
love doing this.
Yeah.
And now I'm pulling a Henry from episode 6, 7. I don't know. What episode was that? I don't even 7. No,
7? I don't know.
no idea. But Henry, I love you. I hope the show's going good. All right. Yeah. No. Okay. So cold, warm now, or no, warm. Now we're back to cold. Do you have anything going on coming up?
Do I have anything? I can't think of anything really.
See,
No,
what sucks is
yeah.
sorry, but before
ahead.
you go, what sucks is I had something planned, but I need a third person to do it, so we have to wait for Alex before we can do it.
Was I
But
gonna have to do
it's
an
a time.
English accent again?
No,
not again.
no,
Not again. No,
we wouldn't put the
no.
audience through that again. It was supposed to be a funny, like, hey, this could happen, but it's not gonna.
No,
work.
that's
It's
crazy.
funny.
No, I will tell you though, I tried doing an April Fool's prank on
Okay.
today because
Alright.
this is on April 1st that we're doing
Yeah,
this.
we're recording on April 1st. It's not gonna come out on April 1st, but
Yeah. But by the way, I'm upset because you Happy Rabbits Day'd me. And I was waiting this entire time. I kept my mouth shut.
Dude,
I was just
okay, yeah, you came. Let's say you came here at like 5 o'clock,
Yeah,
and we set up till like, what time is it now? We did set up till like 6:30. So we're just spending time together,
Yeah.
talking and all that kind of stuff, and we get to the point where we're about to start up, and I was like, I put in my Discord like server with all the people, like people were Happy Rabbits Daying me, so I put it in there just for fun, and then they were like, I already did it, and I was like, I don't care. But anyway, I was like, hey, I don't know, what were we doing?
You were writing on the clipboard,
Oh,
which by the way, nice addition. Nice addition. Makes it very
professional.
Yep. Oh yeah. Very mature.
Very mature.
Very demure. But and then you're like, what's the date? And I'm like, April 1st. And then you like paused a minute. You're like, Happy Rabbit's Foot's Day. And then you wrote down the date. And I'm like, gosh darn it. Because I was.
You were mad, or not mad, but you were just like, you were passionate about it.
Because I was driving here and I'm like, okay, on the podcast, as soon as the podcast starts, make sure you say Happy Rabbit's Foot's Day to Jordan.
It's just Happy Rabbit's Day.
I don't care. Happy
like
Rabbit's
the foots.
Day. No, because I thought it's like the rabbit foot. The rabbit foot is lucky, so I thought it's Happy Rabbit's Foot's Day or something. Happy Rabbit's Day, whatever.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
care. But I was driving. I was driving in my car, and I'm like, I was listening to music. I'm like, okay, when the podcast starts, tell Jordan Happy Rabbit's Day, and you already got me.
Yes, and I got your luck. Okay, if you guys don't know what Happy Rabbit's Day is, it's like a saying that you say at the beginning of it can only be said on the first day of the month, and you say it to someone, and when you say Happy Rabbit's Day, you take their luck for the month. So it's just like a fun thing to do with your friends, So if you're listening and you want to Happy Rabbit's Day someone in we're April, so in May, there you go.
Yeah. But anyways, we tried doing a April Fool's prank on our band director, because he likes jokes, He likes a joke, and he spends a lot of time talking. So but it's good. They're good conversations. They're great. I promise.
Allegedly, he talks a little too much.
I'm not sure if he watches the podcast. He exists, so he might see me and he might look at it.
That was crazy.
No, but so we tried doing this April Fool's prank.
Yeah.
Last year he made us play this piece because we were sight reading music.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And the song is called Rock. And so the entire year, we've been talking about it.
Well, you know what's funny?
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that song?
Yeah.
Because it was April Fool's. I was in the band at the time. We didn't know that it was April Fool's. So when we got it, Braden and I, who was on the show earlier, we looked at each other and we were like, let's go, because we were the last two trumpets out of the 5 trumpets. We're like, we actually get to play something, because it's like that 6th grade level, 7th grade level where it's like pretty easy, simple, and a lot of times the trumpets have a lot of that part,
Right.
But I was like, let's go, we actually played music. It's easy, I don't know why it's easy, but we actually get to play. And then when he was like, it's April Fool's, we're not playing, we were all like, Brady and I were like, of course, the one song we don't rest the entire time is the one song is fake. And I was like, it is what it is.
So I planned it all out. I got the music. I was able to grab it from the library. I have it in my backpack too, which is funny. I have to give it back. But I handed it out. I was like, I sent a whole email. I'm like, hey, this is the plan. During an intonation builder, we're going to play this and whatnot. And we're going to and don't stop. As soon as he goes, here we go. And then you just start, okay? And apparently that wasn't enough clarification. Apparently that wasn't enough.
Communication missing.
So we tried. So, they were starting it, right? And then he stops. He's like, okay, guys, hey, I'm really serious. Listen, I know, haha, funny and whatnot, but, we have, a concert coming up. And
so he just got really mad, kind of.
Yeah, well, hang on. He was like, I'm really concerned because we have guest artists, and I want to make sure we do a really good job and whatnot.
Put the fear of God in the band.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm the one that organized this all. He's going to ask, who did this? And then he's going to berate me. And then he's like, okay, who organized this? I'm like, it was me. And then all of a sudden, the person right next to me, he's like, no, it was me. I'm like, hang on, is this a Spartacus moment? Are we Spartacus?
Did anyone else say it?
Some tuba player was like, no, I did it. I am Spartacus. But
dude, unfortunately, there's not enough cultured people in that band apparently that they were able to figure out that.
But then the guys right next to me was also like, come on. You keep talking, let us play this song, it's a fun song. We're just trying to have fun. Let us play the song. And then the director's like, you know what? This is very serious. I told you, I'm not mad. I'm kind of upset. For this rehearsal to be more productive, I need you to leave. And the guy next to me packs up his French horn.
Oh, okay, wait, I think I see where this is going. Okay,
the director's like, we'll wait for you until you leave. And then he's like, this is ridiculous, and gets his stuff, leaves. And then he's like, okay, now that we got that out of the way, intonation builder. And we start our intonation builder.
Yeah.
And then and I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And crazy. I'm like, I'm the reason why this guy got kicked out.
Wait.
And
yeah.
April Fool's. The guy comes
okay, I was gonna say.
And the director's like, got you all. And I'm like, no.
Dude, that's actually an insane April. Did you guys get to play Backenrack?
No, we messed up the intro. The trombone started. They're supposed to go ba 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 ba. And it's and I'm like, go. What are you guys doing? Just go. And I was waiting for that. And then it was we didn't even get through the first like 8 measures. We only did the first 4 measures.
What did it rely on the trombones for the first 8 measures?
Yeah.
That's kind of tough. If
Yeah.
they're not in on it for the
Next
most
time,
part.
next time, I know I'm just gonna like stand up, just wave my hands. And
Yeah,
work
you've
out.
been practicing, bro.
I have been, but no, like that happened, and I knew I'm like, okay, something's off because the guy. Am I allowed to swear? Is that okay?
Well, what are you gonna
no.
say?
He said, okay, I'll censor it. He said, get your baton out of your butt and let us play this. I'm like, what? I've never heard this guy say
crazy. Wait, is it an upperclassman?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He always has conversations with this director.
Yeah.
So they had it. Yeah.
Wait. They always have conversation. I'm trying to figure out who it is without saying who it
Yeah.
is.
They
You know
play
what I'm saying?
first French horn normally. Oh no, this is after.
I have no idea.
He wasn't there last semester,
Oh.
but he was.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably know who it is.
Okay, fair enough.
Plays quads for the drum line. Anyways, that's besides the point.
Yeah, besides
but
the
no,
point.
like, I'm like, there's no way I got this guy kicked out. I was starting to feel a little bit bad, but then I'm like, hang on, some things that he said and like
Yeah.
how he was like overly mad just felt so off-putting, like it was out
Yeah.
of character.
Dude.
And then as the director was conducting, he was like looking like at the door to see when he was gonna come back.
That's a good one though.
He played an Uno reverse. He used my thing,
that's
my
crazy.
prank, as a way to get mad at us and to be like, okay, who did it? And he pointed out the wrong guy. Because I'm like, it's me, I did it. And then he's like, nope, it was definitely the guy right next to you. I'm like, what? So
Josh was like, wait, maybe it was it him? After he sent out the email.
wait, hang on a moment. Did I really send out that email? Wait, was I coerced
Dude,
into
so,
it?
you know, that's so funny how that all worked out. The fact that, so he was the first guy that said like, no, it was me.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
like that's bravo to him to be able to be on his feet and like
Right.
do that.
Well,
you know?
it was funny because the percussionist in the back, when he was like seeing like the director yell at this one student, he's like, well, I had nothing to do with it. I just had my sticks in my hand for no reason whatsoever. I'm gonna keep setting up my instrument. Like, I'm like, well, at least you're honest. At least you're honest about it. So next year might just be happy birthday because we don't have to, we don't have to worry about reading. No, like playing happy birthday.
yeah.
Like.
Dude, that was always the most stressful thing in like band. Would be like, because I mean, like, I'm not really great at being like able to be like, hey, play it in this key, play Happy Birthday in this key. I'm not good at that. Like, you know, it's like I know how to play Happy Birthday in one key.
Oh yeah.
And it is what it is. But like when they would be like, hey, we're gonna play it in this key, let's run, and it'd be like, then you have like 5 minutes to figure it out. I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
And then I play the wrong key, but like eventually my ears are really good. That's the only reason I'm okay at music.
Yeah.
Or like singing, and so I did that for a little. So like you would be able to hear what people were playing, and eventually you'd figure it out. But it's like, I would never be able to be like, all right, I got it. You know?
Yeah, no, it was funny because I remember that where it was just like he's like, hey, it's one of my kids' birthday.
Yeah, that's
and,
right. I forgot about that.
They would love if you guys played Happy Birthday, so we're gonna practice that. I'm like, okay, I guess we'll figure it out. But no, that's been my week. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no. I have like 2 exams this week. Back from spring break too, which is crazy.
Yeah, I gotta get a job.
Yeah.
Actually, I gotta schedule my interview. That's what I'm gonna do right after this episode. So.
Hey, there you go.
I gotta go online and do that. But yeah, no, I don't think I have anything else that's like crazy for the most part.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool one time if we get like some people together and do like a podcast where we just do like a music something.
Yeah. Does it feel weird that your spring break was not a spring break, but just another week for you, where you just, but you were just traveling? How does that feel? Because you've been 3 months in, 4 months in.
Yeah, so
4
I
months
guess
in now.
being out
of college, how does that feel?
It's been fun in the sense of like knowing what I'm doing or what I need to do, in the sense like not having to go somewhere where they control you has been nice, to be like, hey, like I don't have to do that right now.
Yeah.
You know? But I'm also in the point now where it's like, okay, like I've been working towards a goal of mine and just trying to figure it out, which has kind of kept me from like getting a real job, like full-time-ish job.
Right.
And so now it's like, okay, I think I figured out what I'm going to do. Now I need that full-time job. So like that's what I'm. So like I have to figure out. Oh, dude. Oh, now I have something that I forgot. Okay. So.
Story time.
Yeah. Story time. Okay. So I was like going to get So I was looking at jobs because I was like, okay, I want a job that is flexible that allows me to do like what we're doing right here now, but then also be able to like make enough money to like get by or be ready for my next stage of my life, you know. And so. So my siblings work at a hospital, and they're like, bro, like this is an amazing hospital. My sister has like a dope job where it's like you're a front desk, but you get paid like $20 an hour to be front desk and like help. And she's like, you should do this. And like it's like you pick what hours you want to work. So like I don't know what they call it. It's kind of like it's not part time, it's not full time. You just pick up hours. I think it's called PRN or something like that, or PSN. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway. So I was like, oh, that would be a dope job because it's like I can literally pick up as many shifts as I want to like work full weeks. But then if there's a week that I'm like doing a show, filming something, or need to do a podcast, like I can do that too, you know. Right. So what I ended up doing, I submitted my application. They were like, hey, we'd love to interview. Did the first interview, awesome. Did the second interview with like the head people of it, and they really liked me, and I was like, dope, let's go.
Yeah.
And so then they were like, hey, next stage is just for you to shadow the job. So I went in and do the shadow. The people there really liked me, but I was also like, wow. There's like one thing I was like, right now I'm looking at something that could potentially take me out of state for like a couple months, but then I'd be back so I could work. So then I get a text in Georgia, and they're like, hey, we heard that like you're potentially thinking this, which is awesome. Is this something you're going to do? And I was like, in that moment, I was like, I'm leaning towards it. I haven't made a decision, but like I'd be here this whole summer, like up to this point till August. And then I'd also be able to come back during winter, and you know, and then I get a text like, hey, like that's awesome. Cool. Great opportunity. We don't think it's going to work. And I'm like,
yeah.
So
no, that sucks.
So now I'm back in the job market. So I was really close to nailing a job that would have been awesome. But it's just because of my schedule, it's not going to work, which is kind of like, it's funny because it's the first job that like I've applied to that like
out of
college. I just like didn't get, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Where it's like, I'm not someone that you wouldn't hire. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a really hard worker.
Yeah, I mean, you host a podcast.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't hire you?
That was something they brought up in the interview. They were like, what's the Jordan Whitrock Show? I'm like, oh, it's like a little passion project of mine.
No, I mean, hey, that's good, you know?
Yeah.
They like when people show, like, their hobbies or whatnot and, like, can demonstrate that they're going above and beyond. So it's good.
No, they were like, that's really cool. And so, like, I think the company really liked me. They just didn't like my schedule of what I'm planning on doing in the coming it just doesn't fit what they're wanting. They want someone long-term that's going to be around there forever. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, that's probably not going to be me. So, but anyway, so now I'm looking at another job. So now I got that interview coming up, and hopefully that works out because I need money.
Yeah. No, I remember when I was out of high school and just working full time. Yeah. Like, it was COVID, so I was tempted to go back to school. I tried it out, didn't work out, so then I just like dropped. And it was, and then I became a manager, but like that was one of the things where it's just like off-putting a little bit for me, because it was like,
how so?
Well, when you're a manager, like sometimes at Walmart, you know, depending on what job you get as a manager, you're not working just like one day shift. You're working days one week and then nights the next week. So you're like,
that's gross.
Opening shift and closing shift.
That's tough.
Yeah. So but like, it was one of those things where it's just like, it's nice to have like something to do. Yeah. But also it was just like weird because it wasn't school, you know, it wasn't like me sitting down and like, I always like was doing something, and it was good for me because I'm like a workaholic, and so I like doing stuff, you know. So, but it was just like but then as I kept doing it, I'm like, you know, that's when I realized I'm like, you know, I really miss teaching. Like seventh grade was when, you know, how I knew I wanted to be a band director was seventh grade. Like the band teacher was sick, and then there was a sub. Like the gym teacher was subbing. And I'm like, you know what? We're not gonna watch a movie. We're gonna play music because I want us to play music. And so I'm like,
That's awesome.
so I got on the podium
Yep.
and I'm like, we're gonna play. So then I conducted the pieces and whatnot.
That's sick.
You know,
That's so cool
yeah.
to do like at that age too. Because like in high school, that's what they do. But
Well,
like,
and how bold am I as a 7th grader to also? It was like shared. This was
the
like
7th and 8th grade. Band?
there was like some
Yeah,
8th
yeah,
graders
yeah,
in
yeah.
there, so it was like also very nerve wracking to do
True.
that as well.
Yeah, they might judge.
Yeah.
You, do something weird.
But like, I think it was because one time there was a sub that was trying to conduct their pieces because she played flute. But just because you play an instrument doesn't mean you know how to conduct a band.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew how to do the time changes. I was doing like 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3, and I was nailing it. And I'm like, that's how I know. Like it was great just being in front of people, just conducting, making music. And so I'm like, that's when I knew. That's when I knew.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Do you have that moment? Do you have a moment like that where you're like, oh, I know, like, I want to do radio, TV, film, or acting, or you don't know, like,
Well,
or like something that
junior year.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast. I feel like I have. I think I did on one, but I did a film class, and I was like the way that they tell stories and create it. Like that's sick. Like I want to do that. So that's what led to that. And then I think like doing something like this was like I always wanted to have my own thing.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like it's tough because you like when you shoot a film, you need a lot of people being a part of the process of shooting it. You know?
Oh yeah.
And so I think for me it was like, okay, I don't know if I can do a film all the time. I have a couple film ideas and I'll get all my buddies together at some point and we'll shoot it. But I was like, I could do a podcast, and I'll just do a non-video podcast, just audio. So I did a couple of those, which I think we've talked about, and so now we're here after however many podcasts we created, and it's been going good.
It's staying strong.
It's been going good so far. So
yeah, no, I was for some reason on YouTube, I'm getting like stuff about Conan O'Brien, which is crazy. Like,
dude, I got into Conan O'Brien like a month ago or 2 months ago. Like at the beginning of this year, I was watching a lot of Conan, and then he's got his podcast too.
Yeah,
like,
he's got a podcast and whatnot. You could be the next Conan O'Brien, you know?
I don't know if I got that dog.
Yeah,
in me.
but no, it was interesting because there was some videos where it was just like how he started and like interview clips of him, and it was just like he just wanted to be funny, like he just wanted like people to laugh at his jokes, laugh with him and stuff like that. And like how it was in college when like he knew he wanted to write and stuff like that. So he went to Harvard and whatnot to be a writer.
Gotcha.
And stuff like that. And then it wasn't until he got to Harvard and then it was like, hey, do you want to go to this thing? And it was like a comedy writing thing that really like sparked like, yep, this is really what I want to do. So it's interesting, like hearing his story, because he's like, oh, I did writing and then I wrote for The Simpsons and I wrote for this, and then there was a opportunity at the late night, like Jay Leno was leaving, so it's like, oh, I'm gonna apply for that and see what happens. And so but
it's interesting how life works out, but you gotta like at least put yourself out there, you know.
Would you, if you had the opportunity, would you host like a late night show? What would you be willing to host if you could host something?
Okay, you know what the problem with a late night show? Or
It's
like,
late at night.
Or like well, no, they shoot that stuff at like 4 p.m. It's not actually at that time. It's never live. But the problem with that is like there's people that like I don't want to talk to you.
Oh, like celebrities and whatnot?
Yeah, or just like I wouldn't like. What's nice about this is that I control what is put on here.
Yeah.
You know, if I don't agree with an idea or I think that it's like going to have a negative impact on society, it's like, well, I'm not going to bring you on my show because I don't want to support that, right?
Right.
And it's nothing against. Well, I guess it's kind of against them, but like, you know, it's just like, hey, I just don't think our format. I just don't think we're going to work that way. You know,
Right.
on a business.
Because
scale
you don't want to spend your podcast arguing. You want to have like a good conversation.
But also like people with different ideas, that's totally fine.
Oh,
but
right.
it's like, hey, if you got like something that's like, you know, like, or like the big hot topic right now is the Supreme Court for abortion with the 2 judges, you know, and it's like, well, I personally believe that when the egg is fertilized, that's a human, you know, just like, you know, and then people would be like, well, you eat chicken eggs. And it's like, well, that's an egg that's not fertilized. You know? So it's like, I don't know. So it's like things like that. It's like, well, I wouldn't want to support that. Like, I wouldn't want someone being like pro-abortion on it, because it's like, no, like, I don't believe in that. So I'd do like one example, you know, and
because that's your beliefs. You know,
exactly. So it's like, if I was on a late night show, I have to do what the network tells me, or I have to bring someone on that the network tells me. It's like, hey, you know, like, I don't agree with this, you know, or it's like the opposite. It's like some really extreme conservative. It's like, okay, well, you're kind of, you know, whatever that is in a negative way, you know, it's like, I would never want to like talk to you or have discussion. Like, you know, like a lot of times those late nights, you can tell they're like agreeing just because like, what else are they going to do?
Right. Yeah. Jimmy Fallon is known for just laughing, just like,
which is me. I do that all the time.
Yeah. Laughing well, he just laughs, and it's just kind of like, doesn't really pay attention to it, or just like, if it's not really that funny.
But it's like, you got to know too, that it's like, oh, like a lot of people are watching this show. Yeah. So whether you agree or laugh it off, or like, oh, like, I don't agree, you know, it's like, if people still saw that, and this might change their minds, and, you know, whatever that is. But so that's why I don't think I would want to do that, because where it's like something like this, like, oh yeah, because I can either get into a conversation with someone that we don't agree with something, you know, and like not feel like an agenda is being pushed in a certain way. You know? But yeah. All interesting.
I don't know if I would be able to host one. That's the thing. Like,
wait, would you ever? Okay, well, here's something that would be for you. Yeah. Would you ever be able to be like the head band person?
If I had to, like you know head band person, like, for like,
you know, like how those late night shows have those bands that play, and they have a lead person, whether it's like a pianist or a saxophone or a drummer or something like that. Like, like, would you ever be like a lead person for that?
See, I would like to try it, and but here's the thing though, I get really invested in stuff. Like,
how so?
Like, if I do something, that's why I always am hesitant to do stuff sometimes, because it's like, I try to be really invested in it, because
but like, what would be the problem with that?
Well, the problem with that is like,
they fire you. No,
well, no. It's like, sometimes I like comfy. I really like right now, like with the thing I have at school, like I'm really comfortable with that. I really like what I'm doing. I want to do more in that area, you know. But like, if there was another job opportunity that was out of state or like 50 miles away, I'd be really hesitant, even though it's like a good job offer and whatnot. So like, the thing with that is like, if I'm really invested in this band or something, like, I would be invested if we did a band. Like, I know, like, it wouldn't be like that. Not saying it wouldn't be like that heavily committed and whatnot, but
no,
like,
I'd be committed.
No, but you know,
you're telling me I wouldn't be committed? Bro, I'm the one that keeps pushing.
No. I mean, like, I wouldn't be like, if it happens,
I'm literally learning the guitar so I can be more of an asset to our band.
I'm learning piano too, dude. Trust me. I bought an R&B book, an R&B anthropology book, and I'm working through chords, and I'm gonna start picking up jazz. But like, sweet. If I had to host like a late night show band, and then there was another opportunity there, I'd be kind of like hesitant.
What would be another opportunity if you're a late night band?
Like, if I could do like a university thing or something, you know, like if I had like a late night band thing, right? And then it was just like, hey, do you want to teach at our university? It's like, I don't know. I feel really good about this gig. But then it's also
you would feel good about that gig. And then when you'd be like, hey, I'm done with this gig.
Yeah,
but you just know. You know? I feel like for you're saying you're invested in it, but I feel like you just have to go the way that your heart's putting you. So if you're in the band and they offer you a job, and you're like, oh, but I'm in this band, like I really like it, like then I think you know what you want to do. Whereas if you're like, they give you the offer and you're like, oh, I really want to do it, it's like, okay, I think you know your answer.
It's the fear of the unknown, really. It's like the fear of like not knowing what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's my life right now.
Yeah. It's just like, or like, if you're going to like, I know this is a thing that happens with a lot of high schoolers is like the fear of better options, you know, like
for college or
just what to do. For jobs, they apply to jobs. It's like, this job already gives them an offer. It's like, oh, hang on, I'm kind of hearing from this job and seeing, and then they don't get that. And then they go, hey, can I get this job? It's like, well, you kind of took too long. We found somebody else. And so they lose out on both options.
But would you argue that that's like the student's fault for like, you know, if like you're like, I really want this job, it's better than this job. Like I'm gonna pursue it really hard, you know?
Right.
And then it's like, but like if they were lazy and took too much time, you know, I feel like they would know the next day if they got it or not, and they could just talk to the other.
Well,
you know?
that's the thing though, is that's kind of like, you could say it's laziness, but you could also say it's a commitment thing too.
So they just got commitment issues.
Or yeah, you could say that.
Mommy issues.
But like that's the thing is like you don't know like, and so
that's what I'm struggling with right now with the stuff that I can't talk about. Cause I don't know yet what I want to do, so I don't want to like talk about it. Abruptly,
or you don't know,
you know?
if or
so I totally get that, but well, it looks like it's pretty dark outside.
Yeah, no, the lights are.
There used to be stuff behind you, but there's nothing now behind you. So
yeah, no,
right.
That's crazy how lighting works now.
Yeah, no. So I think with that we can call it on a wrap.
I think
Thank you.
so.
My hand is frozen.
Oh yeah.
But thanks everyone for watching the show. I appreciate it. If you're still here, consider dropping a like, subscribe to the channel, follow the Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube channel, all that good stuff, and we'll see you in the next one. Josh, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Sweet.
Au revoir.